One really cool idea for you guys to think about, and a great way to, a great foundational knowledge for all of your training, top and bottom, is this little hierarchy of control. Let's use it for the person on the top first of all, offensively. But as with anything that we teach, here's a set of offensive steps for the person on the top. You are learning defensive steps for the person on the bottom here as well. The hierarchy that I'm talking about is that I typically need to try to pass by someone's feet first. There's his 1 foot. Then I need to pass by his knee. And here's the tricky bit. What do I control next? Lots of people, when they make a guard pass, particularly in their first part of their jiu-jitsu, they throw their legs past and they think, what's side control? Side control is an underhook and a crossface. This is one side control, by the way. That's for another video, but this is only one type of side control. There's a massive gap between Graham's knees and his head, and in this gap lives a lot of his defenses and a lot of his counterattacks. This video is really simple, and it will be to tell you guys that when we pass someone's feet, we must pass their knees. And when we pass their knees, we must control their hips. And from the controlled hips, we can start to send out a probe to grab his head. And once I've grabbed the head, keeping myself close, I can start to maybe bring myself up the rest of the way. Such an important part of your training. Beat the feet, beat the knees, control the hips. From the hips, work to try to control the head and the shoulders if you like, but do not expect to win going past the legs up here just to try to grab the head. Massive gap. Lots of people, if you're on the bottom, here's how you can use that information. Lots of people don't do this. You're gonna put an underhook here. Somebody passes your legs, tries to get on the top straight to the head, and Graham is gonna use that to his advantage. Reverse the whole position with a nice underhook maybe. Beat the feet, beat the knees, control the hips, and from the hips, let's go to the head. Let's look at one example of how we could try that in a normal guard passing situation. I'm in front of Graham's feet. Both his feet are behind me. One is outside, one is between my legs. He cannot push me with either of his feet. Now I'm in front of both of his knees. His left knee is behind my back. His right knee is behind my knee. Now I'm controlling his hips and I pass his guard. I've bent his feet, I've bent his knees to his hips. From the hips, without losing the control, send my probe. And the reason I say a probe, you block this, Graham. This is going to happen. I know he's going to block it, so I send the probe out and I expect the probe to have to battle for a while to try to get the head. Now it's got the head. Okay, if we want, we can come up and grab the head. Beat the feet to beat the knees to control the hips. From the hips, we go to the head and the shoulder. How can Graham use that information? Another way. Hey, I'm on your hips. Think about what my next step is, head and shoulders. So you must not let me make my next step. What was my last step? Knees. So don't try to put your feet back in now. Try to put your knees back in. Now that his knees are back in, he can think about maybe putting his feet back in. So he's used it in reverse. Feet, then knees. For me, my next move, hips. For him, next move, feet. But I've passed that. I get to the hips. For me, my next move, head. But he knows that too, so he blocks. It's so important to expect the block. It's so important to give your partner some respect and trust that they're going to know what to do in these situations. If you invest all of your body up here for something that's not really there, which is probably going to be that head grip, big mistake. So invest your control on something that you do have. In this case, let's spin this way. This is hips, and there's many ways to control his hips, but at the very least, guys, be around them. Have your body close to your partner's belt after you pass their legs. Don't have your body close to your partner's head and their chest after you pass their legs. I'm not saying that's never going to work. I think I'm just saying that this one is more regularly going to work. Finally, the hierarchy is beat the feet, beat the knees, to the hips. From the hips, you have a chance. That's all it is, a chance at the head and the shoulders and the neck. And hey, somebody who's not letting me at their head and the shoulders and the neck, maybe you use this space to maybe turn away real fast, Graham, because I can't grab his head bump. Here's maybe arm attack, back attack. It's not the end of the world that I can't hold him down. And in fact, sometimes holding him down gives me less options of attack or submission. So something cool to consider absolutely for both people. Extremely important, and something definitely to build the foundations of your bottom and top game on.